Made possible through support from PASCO, Personal Assistance Services of Colorado, Developmental Pathways, CCDC, Colorado Cross Disability Coalition, the Arc of Aurora, and the Arc of the Pikes Peak region. THINK+change talks. Bias, noun. Prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. Breaking the barrier of disability bias, a series of different perspectives. Mallory.
What do I do that challenges the bias of people with disabilities? Everything. Literally everything. I had a very normal, upbringing. When I was growing up, my experience, so first of all, my disability is actually related, it's a secondary outcome of my rare genetic disorder that I have. So there was basically medical error when I was getting treated for my condition when I was younger, which resulted in joint issues and my height being stunted at 3'9". So it was something that sort of came along as a result of other things. But as I was growing up, my family really made every effort to make sure I was included. I went to school with all my peers. I went to high school, I went to college. When I was younger, I took dance, I did theater, and none of that was segregated. It was all just either with my high school or with my community, and we encouraged / made them figure it out. You know, I didn't do these, I didn't go to a special prom, I didn't go to a special dance class, I did everything, and my peers just accommodated and accepted me, and that sort of paved the way for the way that I live my life as an adult. I expect to be treated equally, and if I'm not, then we deal with it as those incidences arise. Disability bias to me is a perspective or thought about the population of individuals with disabilities, whether that's positive, negative, just a general thought about a certain group of people. I think it's kind of difficult sometimes to when you feel those things where you know you're being discriminated against, but no one's ever going to come right out and blatantly say it. I think a big problem that we've experienced personally is in terms of housing. There's not enough accessible, affordable housing. For example, we moved to Denver from the Boston area, and I went to grad school at Boston University, and we had such a difficult time finding accessible housing. I thought I was going to have to defer my educational opportunity. The housing that was on campus was not big enough for 2 people, and then our options were basically to live in the suburbs, live in a nursing home, or not move to the city, basically. And we wanted to be downtown, we wanted to be near the university, and we basically ended up living in a brand new luxury building and basically paying for it on grad school loans because it was the only way we could find housing. And of course the excuse is, oh, it's an old city, it's an old building. There are a lot of ADA loopholes that buildings and physical structures will use and say, oh, we're grandfathered in or this or that. And so it's really a place where I would like to see improvement. Newer construction is better in terms of accessibility, but when you're looking for housing that's affordable, or you're trying to get those accommodations, it can often feel like there's much more blatant discrimination just because you don't have the same options that everybody else may when they're looking for exactly what you're looking for. I think my encounters with bias have probably made me a much stronger advocate, whether I want to be or not. If nobody can tell me how to do this, I'm gonna have to do it so that I can tell other people how to do it. I've gotten involved in my neighborhood organization to advocate for pedestrian safety and make it safer for people with mobility devices to get around the city of Denver, specifically the area of Uptown. Slowly moving towards inclusion, but it needs to be just part of the process. It can't be an afterthought. It can't be like, oh, well, what does this one person need to participate, making a big to do about it? It needs to just be that activities are planned to include everybody. Buildings are constructed to include everybody. The healthcare system is built to support everybody to maintain their health, to live their best life, to be able to work and participate in their community. And I think until we politically and systematically break down those barriers, we still have a long way to go.
If you feel that you or a loved one may have faced discrimination, contact your local Office of Civil Rights for resources and support. THINK+change. Talks, trainings, and tools to help in your work for or with people with intellectual and other developmental disabilities. Learn more at www.thinkchange.training.